the building this afternoon, a big birthday bash for a special someone. That's right, it is Orbit's birthday today. He's celebrating, obviously, with all the fans and all of his buddies here. Now, don't tell Orbit, though. There is a big bat that just showed up in town, just arrived. Astros calling up a highly touted prospect. We're going to have more on that in just a second. Astros trying to take the series on the Baltimore Orioles. Astros baseball is next.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Deep to center field. This ball's crushed. We welcome you to downtown Houston on a Sunday afternoon. It is warm outside. It is very comfortable inside Minute Maid Park today as the Astros wrap up this three-game weekend series against the Baltimore Orioles. There he is, the newest Astro, the 21-year-old Yordan Alvarez, about to make his Major League debut, DHing and batting fifth today for the Astros. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Glad you could join us for an afternoon of Astros baseball. And Blummer, before we talk a little bit more about Alvarez, how about today's starter Wade Miley getting a chance to go against his former team?
Yeah, I'm excited about Yordan Alvarez. No, Wade Miley's on the mound facing his old team. He's been great the last time out. A lot of strikeouts. We'll see if he can continue that here at Minute Maid Park, where he's been very good.
For the Houston Astros, they continue to play without some of their key players and play very well. Despite the loss in last night's game to the Orioles, these are good numbers.
Those are great numbers, and it's a credit to Jeff Luhnow, A.J. Hinch, able to get these guys developed and up here and winning. But it's amazing when you unplug three all-stars like Altuve, Springer, and Correa from that lineup, and they're still able to go out there and do some amazing things. They want these guys back. They need these guys back, but it's nice to be able to have some talent there to kind of pick up the slack a little bit.
As you see, they're playing 9-3 baseball. That's a .750 winning percentage. Not quite the offensive numbers we saw with those big three in the lineup, but still, they're holding their own. And today, they might get a little boost.
Yeah, they're going to get a boost. Yordan Alvarez is in the lineup today. He will be hitting in that fifth spot for the Houston Astros. A.J. Hinch finally getting the opportunity to see what this guy can do at the Major League level. What he has done at the AAA level, A.J. said it himself, he has done enough. He has beat AAA. Now he needs a challenge of getting here to the major leagues. We know about the prodigious power numbers, but the one that jumped out to me is the career OPS number for Yordan Alvarez was .956. That is through every level he's played through in his career in minor league baseball. Now he gets to do it here.
The 21-year-old making his debut in a matter of minutes as we get you ready for baseball on this Sunday. The Astros won in dramatic fashion on Friday night. The Orioles returned the favor with a great defensive play in yesterday's game. Today, the rubber game of the weekend series, Wade Miley against Dylan Bundy. Houston Astros baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Rooms to Go. Get fashion, style, and quality all at the lowest prices on every item, every day. Getting ready for baseball on a Sunday afternoon. When we come back, Julia Morales will have more on Wade Miley as he gets the start today and has been very good at home the last couple of years.
Welcome back to Minute Maid Park, where the Orioles and Astros wrap up this weekend series, and the winner of today's game will take the series. Astros have their veteran lefty on the mound, Wade Miley, facing his former team, but he is on his home turf. Now, his season numbers have been good, but when you start to really break it down, it gets a lot more fun. Talking about his home numbers, it's our Best in Texas, presented by Ford. The power pitcher is Miley, of course, and how he's pitched. We have to go back to last year, too, because he was pretty good when he pitched for the Milwaukee Brewers at home, too. How about that ERA? A .235 at home since 2018. Today, he's making his seventh start right here in Houston, making his fifth career start versus Baltimore. And something to look out for today is those strikeouts. He's been racking them up, but he's not a real big fan, guys. He'd rather pitch deeper into the game, get quick ground ball out. So it's good when you're just trying to get outs the way that you want them. Miley with a great team-first perspective on everything, TK.
Yeah, he does, and he's always going to keep the team in the game. That has been his MO this year.
Yeah, he wants to pitch at contact, but unfortunately his stuff is too good, and it starts missing bats, and he gets those strikeouts. 17 in his last couple of starts that he's been out there. A lot of fun to watch Wade Miley on the mound because he works fast, does like the contact, but the swing and miss has really been the way he's been getting outs recently.
Here's the lineup he will face today, taking on his former team, the Baltimore Orioles, although a lot of new faces since the time Wade was pitching with the O's. Hanser Alberto will lead things off at third base, followed by Trey Mancini. Renato Nunez has continued his home run streak lately. Hit one in yesterday's game. He's the DH. Pedro Severino behind the plate hitting fourth. Jonathan Villar is at second base batting fifth. Anthony Santander's had a nice series in his first series of the big league season. Keon Broxton is in center field. Stevie Wilkerson is in left, and Richie Martin will bat ninth at shortstop. Martin hit a two-run home run in yesterday's game. Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. Miles Straw will patrol center field. He has Derek Fisher in left and Josh Reddick back in right. Michael Brantley getting the day off. Alex Bregman and Jack Mayfield on the left side. Tony Kemp gets another start at second base. And Yuli Gurriel celebrating a birthday over at first. Yordan Alvarez will be the DH. Having a word with Carlos Correa. Behind the plate today, Robinson Chirinos, and we are underway with a pitch up and in to Hanser Alberto. Astros had their 10-game home winning streak against the Baltimore Orioles snapped in yesterday's contest. The Orioles winning 4-1. The last time the Astros won 10 consecutive home games against an opponent, it was the Dodgers back in 1992-93. Alberto fouls one away. The very aggressive leadoff hitter down in the count, 1-2. Alberto has walked only 4 times all year. On the ground in the hole past the diving Jack Mayfield and into left. So Hanser Alberto with a leadoff single for the Orioles.
Some home ERAs. Odorizzi having a great time up in Minnesota. Mike Minor up there in Texas, and then 3 Astros on that list, turning Minute Maid Park into a pitcher's ballpark with those ERAs.
Miley now faces Trey Mancini. Alberto 4 for 5 on the year in stolen bases. Mancini, very good numbers, especially in the first inning of the at-bats for him this year. You can see his overall numbers in the first inning, hitting .404 with 6 home runs. This is the changeup. It's 1-1. Miley pitched with the Orioles in 2016, made 11 starts for them after being acquired from the Seattle Mariners. Then 2017, Miley made 32 starts with Baltimore. Runner on the go. Chirinos' throw is on the money and tagged out by Tony Kemp. Alberto thrown out for the first out of the inning.
That was relatively routine. Not a very good jump by Alberto. He was late taking off, and that throw well ahead of him sliding in. Nice catch and throw by Robinson Chirinos on our mattress from Supermo. You see the catch and the tag well before he gets on that bag.
It's the changeup. It's 2-2. Mancini was one of the guys who was former teammates with Wade Miley when he pitched in Baltimore. And Wade issues a walk to Mancini. A runner on with 1 away.
It's the only thing that really plagued Wade Miley that last time out in Seattle. Threw 95 pitches in 5 innings, but he had 3 walks.
Here's Renato Nunez. Nunez got the Orioles on the board for their lone run against Framber Valdez in yesterday's game. Valdez pitched his finest game as a major leaguer, 7 innings of 1-run baseball. Struck out 7, did not walk anybody. The only run allowed was on a home run by Nunez. For Renato Nunez, that's now 9 home runs in his last 18 games. Hitting .317 during that stretch. Nobody in baseball has more home runs than Nunez in his last 17. Last time Miley pitched against the Orioles was when he was with Seattle before being traded to Baltimore in the 2016 season. And that does not feel good for Renato, down to the count 1-2. That is not the way you want to start your Sunday.
Yeah, that's okay for him, though. Man, that's going to hurt. He'll try and walk that thing off. You know what else is worse is you always seem to do these types of things if you're a hitter on getaway day, because you got to get on an airplane, go to a high altitude, let that thing blow up a little bit, swell up on you before you get off the plane, hobble down the jetway into the next city. So that was a pretty good one. That's what happens a lot when you face a guy with cut fastballs. I remember facing Mark Burley of the White Sox, and you just wear out that front leg trying to fight off that cut fastball.
Well, the bad news is he smoked that pitch off the front of his foot, but the good news is he doesn't have to play the field next inning. DH, get that looked at. Back in there with a 1-2 count. Miley drops the breaking ball in low. 2-2.
Yeah, Nunez is not comfortable. He almost didn't put any weight on that front foot when he put it down.
Inside, 3-2. Baltimore heads back home after this game. They'll have an off day tomorrow, and then they will take on the Toronto Blue Jays for 3 before the Blue Jays head here for a 3-game weekend series to wrap up this homestand. Called third strike. Nunez did not take a swing after fouling that ball off his front foot, and he goes down looking.
Good changeup. You know there's going to be a lot of cutters on the inside corner. You see 4 pitches on the inside, and then the changeup pulls a string at 79 miles an hour. Locks up Nunez, who I agree with you, TK, might not have been too excited about trying to take another swing and the possibility of fouling it off that front foot. That changeup's been a great pitch for Wade Miley.
Now facing Pedro Severino. Severino's hitting .284 coming in. Has been good against lefties this year, hitting .364 against left-hand pitching. There's that changeup you were talking about.
Well, it's a cut fastball inside a right-handed hitter, so he's got to find a way to keep those hitters honest. And that's been a great pitch on that outside corner, kind of fading away with a little lack of velocity to get some of these hitters out ahead.
Seems like lately he's increased the usage of the four-seam fastball and the changeup, not throwing as many cutters. There's a cutter in on the hands. It's 1-2. Single and a walk to start this game for the Orioles, but the runner Alberto after the single was cut down trying to steal. Now Wade trying to work through the first inning, has thrown 21 pitches. Astros have won 7 of Wade's last 9 starts. Goes back to the 23rd of April when he started a 5-game streak of starts with the Astros winning. He won 3 of them on his own. Ground ball towards third. Bregman backs up, makes the long throw, and Yuli stays on the bag for the final out. Astros get through the first. Astros lineup on this Sunday afternoon. Derek Fisher, familiar spot, 10 of 11 games. He's been the leadoff hitter, followed by Alex Bregman. Josh Reddick had his 1,000th career hit in last night's game. Yuli Gurriel hits cleanup. There is Yordan Alvarez looking to make his big league debut, batting 5th. Robinson Chirinos behind the plate. Tony Kemp at 2nd. Jack Mayfield at short. And the center fielder batting 9th is Miles Straw.
Right-hander Dylan Bundy is going for the Baltimore Orioles. Numbers on the season: in 12 starts, he is 3-6, 4.64 ERA. Kind of high on the walk totals in 23 walks in 64 innings. He is a fly ball pitcher and does not have good numbers against the Astros in his career, with a 6.23 ERA and a 2.96 batting average against the Astros.
Well, Bundy getting the start today. The Orioles starters in this series have done a nice job against the Astros. Andrew Cashner, 6 innings of 1-run baseball yesterday. Gabriel Ynoa had gone 4 shutout innings against the Astros before a couple of home runs in the 5th, but he went a quality start, 6 innings of 3-run baseball. We'll see how the Astros fare against Dylan Bundy today, with Derek Fisher leading things off. And the first pitch is a strike to Fisher. 12 for 48 on the year for Fisher at the big league level, exactly 250. Was batting .314 at AAA Round Rock at the time of his call-up.
.91-mile-an-hour fastball is what he is averaging on that pitch this season, but the average against it, you saw it elevated in that as Derek Fisher swung at it. Batting average is .333. They've hit 9 home runs off that fastball. Slider, changeup, and curveball to back up that fastball.
On the ground against the shift, with the lone fielder on that side. Wow, close play. Poncer Alberto makes the play, and Fisher retired by less than a stride. Astros have just 10 hits in this series against the Orioles pitching staff, which came in with the highest ERA in the major leagues. It's 10 for 67 in the 2 games leading up to today. See, Alex Bregman has just 1 hit. He's 1 for 8. Alex had a single on a 3-0 pitch in yesterday's game. Takes one a little low for a ball. It's 1-0. Bregman leads the team in home runs, tied for 2nd in the AL. Leads the team in RBIs, runs scored, and also walks.
The shift is brought to you by Geico, and the Baltimore Orioles shift quite a bit. Almost 50% of the time they shift every time. Astros right behind them. The Astros actually have been much more effective. So with the Baltimore Orioles doing it a lot, haven't necessarily done it to their advantage, but the Astros have.
Hit pretty well, but Santander, who made the defensive play of the game in yesterday's Orioles win, makes the catch here for out number 2. Bregman lines out to right. Here's Josh Reddick. Reddick gets a nice hand after picking up career hit number 1,000 in yesterday's game. Mentioned the Astros only have 10 hits in this series. Reddick has 3 of them. That is nothing new for Josh. He is a career .348 hitter against the Baltimore Orioles. That's his best batting average against any American League team. And there was his tweet Don't let anyone tell you you're not good enough or that you can't do it. As Reddick, who had his first career hit against Baltimore back in August of 2009, picks up his 1,000th hit against the Orioles. Tip the changeup. It's 2-1. 6 for 10 in his career against Dylan Bundy. Plummer mentioned the batting average against the fastball and the home runs. Bundy has been hit hard with that fastball, but his secondary stuff has been some of the best of any pitcher this year. He's got big contrasting numbers between the fastball effectiveness and the curveball and slider. Now it's 2-2. No swing. The count goes full. Josh coming in at 308 overall. And a little looper. Hanser Alberto moves into shallow left to make that play for the final out. 1-2-3 inning for Bundy.
Welcome back. Looking back to yesterday, Framber Valdez, the lefty making his first start for the Astros this season, he went a career-high 7 innings and he struck out 7 hitters. An impressive day for sure. And A.J. Hinch saying after the game he deserved a better fate as the Astros went on to lose that game. But that was the best they've seen him throw inside the zone. That command, especially of his breaking pitches, very, very good. All the things that they wanted him to work on, he put it together in that start yesterday. And he said it was an absolute privilege for him to be able to get that start. So he just wants to continue what he's doing, take advantage of this opportunity. Guys?
He was unbelievable yesterday. Wade Miley delivers to Jonathan Villar to start the second inning. That was as good as we've ever seen him from so many different levels, especially the command.
I know we harp on it a lot, but that's one of the things that's been the knock against Framber Valdez is the ability to get in the zone and throw a lot of strikes and be efficient.
Good play by Jack Mayfield to get Villar to start this inning on a ball off the mound.
You know, going into that game yesterday for Framber Valdez, it was 4.5 walks per 9 innings. That is not a good number if you're going to be a starter. That leads to a high pitch count and you getting out of there and wearing down that bullpen. But we didn't see that yesterday.
It was his longest outing ever, 7 innings. First time he's made a start without a walk, and it came in his longest outing. And he threw 68% strikes, 57 out of 84. He was everything A.J. Hinch could have hoped for in a game where the bullpen was still running on fumes a little bit. Now all of a sudden you've got a third game of the series. You haven't used Ryan Presley. You haven't used Roberto Osuna. Got some rested arms down there after a couple of extra inning games, and there are the numbers. They were the best we've ever seen, and can't wait to see him get that ball in 5 days again. It might be 6 with a couple of off days coming up.
True.
Can't wait to see him get that ball when the Astros take on the Toronto Blue Jays. That took a big hop on Bregman. He hung in there nicely to get Santander.
Good arm.
Keeps that arm sleeve on with the number 2, and he showed off that arm here.
Ball kind of jumped on him. He did a good job of setting his feet and making a strong throw. That was a beautiful thing from Alex. Had a good play to end the first inning too on Severino. Normally so good on the run, but right there at third base on some of those tough 2-hoppers, you got to plant the feet and fire, and he did.
I know you always are looking for a 4-seam grip as an infielder, but do you always grab it? Like, is it natural that you get?
You could flip a baseball to me right now and I would find a 4-seam grip in about a quarter of a second.
Wow.
Yes, every guy in that infield can do that too.
That's pretty cool.
Yes. And that's how you create that late life. We talk about, you know, pitchers and their spin rates and how Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole looks like their pitch is planing out or rising, so to speak. A lot of the reason guys like third basemen and shortstops in the hole, when you're going to make that long throw, you want that 4-seam grip because that spin can actually help keep that ball in the air a little bit longer and be a better throw to the first baseman.
1-2 pitch, called third strike. A strong inning for Wade Miley. We head to the bottom of the second. It will be the first career major league at bat for Yordan Alvarez. He is due up. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Designated hitter's been a good spot for the Astros this year as Yordan Alvarez waits on deck to make his big league debut. Yuli Gurriel leads off the bottom half of the second inning, but DHs have been good and they might get a boost today with the young man.
Well, you might see a little more consistent DH. A.J. Hinch has done a very good job of giving guys days off in that DH spot. A lot of Springer and a lot of Alex Bregman, Michael Brantley.
Designated hitter number 44, Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan Alvarez, introduced as a major leaguer for the first time. 21-year-old who will turn 22 on June 27th. Was absolutely crushing it at the AAA level, leading the Pacific Coast League in home runs, runs batted in, runs scored.
First pitch he sees in the big leagues is a curveball. Respect. 6'5", 242-pound beast of crush.
Wearing number 44. Yordan off the hands, coming in from left is Wilkerson, and he will put it away for the second out. He'll still get a nice hand from the crowd.
Got to get that first one out of the way. I can't even begin to describe how excited he must be to be in that batter's box.
It's been a long day already. He had to fly in from Salt Lake City.
Yep.
Early morning flight. Round Rock playing a wraparound weekend series against Salt Lake City on the road. Well, Alvarez flies out in his first major league at bat. Here's Robinson Chirinos. You know, Alvarez getting all the attention today, and rightfully so, but he's kind of overshadowing his Cuban buddy Yuli Gurriel's 35th birthday. Chirinos takes a strike. Here's a guy who celebrated a birthday earlier in the week. Robinson Chirinos, just a few days older than Yuli Gurriel. Robbie turning 35 while on that recent road trip. There's Yuli. Happy birthday to La Pina.
Oh, it's sprouted.
Breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-2. Yeah, good hair day on his birthday. Orbit, Michael J. Fox, Dick Vitale, and the Cobra, Dave Parker. Ooh, that was close. Bundy was leaving the mound, and Severino was doing the same, but it's 1-2.
Wow.
Chirinos riding a hitting streak, 6-gamer coming in, batting .304. Good numbers here at Minute Maid Park, and .919 OPS on the season. But he goes down swinging here. Dylan Bundy has retired the first 6, only 8 pitches needed in the second.
Time now to take a look at our Chevy Stroh poll. Which Astros player has the best sneaky chance of making the All-Star team in the American League this season? A. Robinson Chirinos, Wade Miley, or Josh Reddick having a solid start to the season? Make sure you go to @AT&T Sportsnet SW. Place that vote. Stay tuned and we'll let you know who wins later. Too bad there isn't an all of the above, because I appreciate everything those guys have brought to the table.
Absolutely. It won't be that far away. In fact, it'll be a month from today that the All-Star game is going to be played, and those votes will be tabulated for the position players, and the final 3 will get a final vote. See who the starter is. Stevie Wilkerson leads off against Wade Miley, down to the count 0-2. Wade allowing a single and a walk in the first inning, but now retiring 5 in a row. Wilkerson was recalled on June the 6th. Been back and forth a couple of times between the Baltimore Orioles and AAA Norfolk. There's a called third strike. Up in the zone, Wade gets the call. That's 3 called strikeouts today. Has not had a swinging strikeout yet.
A little generous at the top, but Wade Miley will take it.
plate umpire today is Lance Barksdale.
See, Stevie Wilkerson's already having a tough time on that right side as it is. Doesn't need to try and cover that pitch up there.
That puts him at 2 for 34 on the year as a right-hand hitter. Here's Richie Martin, had his first multi-RBI game in yesterday's contest. It came on one swing. 2-run home run in the 9th against Ramin Gudwan. Gudwan, by the way, was the corresponding move with Yordan Alvarez recalled from AAA Round Rock. Ramin Gudwan sent back to the Pacific Coast League. That was Martin's 3rd home run of the year. Check swing, foul ball. Stays alive at 1-2. Astros starting the day with 44 wins, matching the Dodgers for the most in the major leagues. 8.5 games ahead of the Texas Rangers, who swept a doubleheader from Oakland yesterday. Baltimore with their win matching Kansas City. They now share the worst record in baseball, and Martin finds a hole between short and third and has a ground ball base hit with 1 out. Junior Fire Marshal Night is this Tuesday when the Astros take on the Brewers. 10,000 kids 12 and under receive a fire helmet presented by the Hartford. Paired with Dollar Dog Night, it is the perfect start to summer. To get your tickets or to learn more, visit astros.com/promotions. That'll be our next game. Day off tomorrow. Brewers in town Tuesday, Wednesday. Day off Thursday. Astros finally get their first and second days off at home of the season. Miley tries to pick off Richie Martin. Richie's like, I'm not sure about that move. I don't like that one.
It's okay. You're young enough not to argue it.
I hear what you're saying. Wade does just kind of get close to that threshold against the shift. Alberto has a base hit. Martin will stop at second. That's a lot of respect for Josh Reddick's arm right there.
Yeah, it was almost like it kicked in as soon as he got to the bag. He said, I should stop here before Josh throws me out. That's a shift beater right there. We talked about these two teams right here leading the league in shifting. Usually it works to the advantage of the Astros, but Alberto beats it going the other way. You know what else might have shut down Richie Martin is the guy at the plate. Mancini having a pretty good year.
Yeah, he's been their best hitter all year long. I know Nunez has been hot lately, but on the season nobody's been better than Mancini. 73 hits, leads the team 6th in the American League. 303 average with a walk his first time up. Gets the call on the inside corner. Oh, Wade's had a couple of good pitcher strikes in this inning.
Yeah, especially that inside corner. If he's getting that edge, or if that is the edge, that works very well in his favor for that cut fastball.
Mancini lays off the changeup away. It's 1-2. Chop towards third. Bregman will step on the bag. Throw off balance and on the money. Alex Bregman, what a play to end the third.
That arm is feeling good today, but he timed this perfectly, making sure he got that lead out. Knew he had to get rid of it quick, but showed some arm strength to get to.
That's gone. 3 in a row for Jeff Bagwell. His 20th.
This hometown moment is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. And you can tell by the disappointment in Hawk's voice that Jeff Bagwell had hit another home run in Comiskey. third home run. Second time he did that in the city of Chicago that season. He did it on the north side also.
How about that? Baggy the first with three home run games. Always look forward to his stops in the booth. As we play here in the third inning, Astros do not have a base runner in the first 2 innings against Dylan Bundy. Tony Kemp has only faced Bundy 3 times, but has a triple, a walk, 2 official at bats. Tony faced him very early in his career. It was Kemp's first homestand and tripled in extra innings against Bundy and came in to score on a walk-off by Carlos Correa. It was in the 2016 season. Extra innings. Bundy was working out of the bullpen at that point. Kemp grounds a foul.
1999, another good season for Jeff Bagwell, the Hall of Famer. 42 home runs, 126 RBIs, only a 300 average.
Wow. That was his highest full season OPS. He did have that 94 season.
That was impressive.
Change-up getting the strikeout for Bundy. 2 strikeouts for Dylan and 1 away in the third.
It was a year before they moved here. 1999, they were still in the Dome. That's actually what makes that probably more impressive.
Jack Mayfield bats with 1 out and nobody on. Super Jack with a double in his first major league at bat. Has 1 hit at home, 1 hit on the road. Hit that home run in Seattle. Got the silent treatment. Seven minor league seasons for the Houston Astros after 4 years at University of Oklahoma. Jack tried to rush a double play ball yesterday, committed his first error, but beyond that throw, which was kind of a calculated risk trying to get out of that inning, he's been very solid defensively. In the air to center field, Kean Broxton is there. 2 away.
Everyone's favorite second baseman will be sliding into the hands of every fan at the Astros versus Pirates game on June 26th. Get your tickets for the game and take home a Jose Altuve sliding bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola. For more information or to get your game tickets, visit astros.com/promotions.
Here's Miles Straw with 2 outs. Takes a pitch in the dirt. Miles getting the start today, coming in at 286, 6 for 21, was batting 289 at the AAA level. Takes one upstairs for a ball. Two and 1 the count. Astros first time through the lineup yesterday had just 1 hit. First time through the lineup on Friday had a hit and a walk. Gabriel Noah, Andrew Kashner, now Dylan Bundy. Done a nice job limiting the Astros early in these games. Straw with a count of 2-2. Bundy, 26-year-old. Making his 13th start of the season. He was very good in May. 2.64 ERA. Tries to get Miles to chase, and he does not. It's 3-2. You'll hear from A.J. Hinch at the beginning of the 4th inning. As Miles Straw takes one inside for ball 4. Astros with their first base runner. And with Straw, Dylan Bundy's going to have to be aware of his ability to steal.
If not, he'll find out real quick, because we've seen Miles Straw kind of itchy over there. Doesn't want to hang around first base too often. He likes to get out there and run.
Fisher grounded out to third his first time up. Swing and a miss.
StatCast AI, powered by AWS, shows you where that go zone is for Miles Straw. I wonder if it's adjustable the more we see Miles out there, because he's got some pretty quick feet. Just kind of hanging around that 10-11 foot mark. Good base runners are able to kind of take a peek into the catcher and try and pick the signs, because they don't usually go multiple signs with a runner at first base. And if you're able to pick up what that pickoff sign is, you'll see guys just kind of hover and get back.
Fisher down on the count, 0-2. That'll do it for the Astros in the third. A walk, one man left on base. We're through 3, scoreless. Scoreless as we head to the 4th inning. AJ, the Baltimore Orioles coming in with not the best numbers from a pitching staff, but they've done a good job against your offense. Have they been executing a game plan?
Yeah, it looks like they're, I mean, not necessarily today, but the last couple of days we've been having a hard time getting the ball off the ground, and then today Bundy's kind of mixing and matching. They're throwing off speed. They're mixing their pitches pretty well. But yeah, they're keeping us kind of down a little bit.
The guy over your left shoulder is now in the big leagues. Talk to us about Alvarez and expectations on him.
He's probably towering over my left shoulder if he's behind me. So, you know, we're excited that he's here. He's been talked about for a while now. He's putting up crazy offensive numbers in AAA. There's no better league than here to test him. So he doesn't have to carry this offense, especially as we get healthy. So, but we mean it's buzz a little bit when he's getting up to bat, and he's going to play a lot.
Thanks, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
A.J. Hinch joining us as Wade Miley 0-2 on Renato Nunez. Always appreciate A.J. taking some time in the middle of a contest to talk a little baseball with us. And there was a buzz not only in the dugout but in the stands on that first at bat for Yordan Alvarez, who flied out to left field. He'll be due up 4th next inning for the Astros in the 4th. Wade with a count of 1-2 on Nunez, who struck out looking his first time up. That's a called third strike. Nunez has not been very hitterish since fouling that ball off his front foot.
Yeah, all Miley had to do was get him to foul the ball off that front foot. He had the shin guard on, but yeah, just the changeup has been highly effective, keeping him off balance. Kind of gives you the idea that he's sitting on that fastball or that cut fastball.
Here's Pedro Severino, who grounded out to Bregman his first time up. Alex has made some nice defensive plays already in this game. And a big swing, and he's in front of the changeup. It's 0-1. Wade Miley from Laranger, Louisiana, just getting out there and doing his thing again, and continues to be a model of consistency for this Astros pitching staff. Ball popped in the air in the left center field. Who wants it? It'll be Fisher. A lot of speed out there between Fisher and Straw, and Fisher takes charge for out number 2. Baseball on Tap, presented by Budweiser, returns to Minute Maid Park. It'll be this Friday before the Astros take on the Blue Jays. And with this special event ticket add-on, fans can start their night off right with beer tastings, snack pairings, music, and more. To get your add-on ticket today, visit astros.com/baseball on tap. That will be Friday when the Blue Jays are in town. Garrett Cole will be scheduled to start that series. Brad Peacock and Justin Verlander will pitch against the Brewers Tuesday and Wednesday. Jonathan VR swings and misses. The changeup has been very effective, getting a lot of swings and misses today. Seven of Wade Miley's 8 swings and misses have been on the changeup.
Well, as a hitter, you know, a pitcher that pitches with that four-seam fastball. You talked about him, Wade Miley, pitching with that pitch more, but he also has that cut fastball at 86 to 88 on the inside corner. So that's what you see right there. Is sometimes you see the hitter, right-handed hitters don't want to get jammed, so they open up a little bit early on that front side, trying to get to that inner third. And as soon as you see a guy do that, and a lot of it has to do with Chirinos back there too, watching some of these swings. That's where that changeup comes in, because if I'm trying to cover the inner third, it opens up the outer third.
Swing and a miss. Got him upstairs with a fastball. Wade Miley, 5 strikeouts, a 1-2-3-4. The Astros road ahead is driven by DeMontron RV. The Milwaukee Brewers in town for an interleague matchup. Day off tomorrow. Tuesday and Wednesday will be on the air at 6:30. Couple of righties face off against a couple of righties. Freddie Peralta and Brandon Woodruff for the first place Brewers are tied with the Cubs in the NL Central. And Brad Peacock and Justin Verlander on the mound for the Astros.
There's a lot more to that scouting report right there, right? That road ahead, other than the matchups.
In what sense?
I'm retiring for 2 days.
You are. Yeah, your road's going to take a little detour.
Yes, because I need a nap. That road trip got me, man.
Plummer is going to have the series off. We're going to welcome Lance Berkman into the booth for a couple of days.
So that goes, got Bagwell, Blum, Berkman. Got our own booth version of the Killer Bees coming in. It'd be great to have been talking to Lance frequently. He's excited about jumping up here.
There you go. We'll see you back Friday for the Blue Jay series. Enjoy your time off for sure.
Yeah, I get to get my teeth cleaned, get some checkups, make sure everything's in order.
Yeah, the regular 10,000-mile checkup.
Oh, man, then some.
1-2 the count on Alex Bregman as he goes down swinging. Dylan Bundy continues to be effective. He is retired. 10 of the 11 batters he has faced. Only a 3-2 walk to Miles Straw with 2 outs in the third. Yeah, we all take series off during the course of the year. You'll have the Brewers series off. Julia will have the Blue Jays series off. And we'll be heading out on the road for more interleague baseball. Cincinnati for 3 and then the Yankees for 4. Here's Josh Reddick. Reddick takes a strike. Josh lined out. Left field his first time up. All of his numbers against the Orioles are the best against any American League team. We mentioned his first at bat, the .348 average, also a .658 slugging percentage and a 1,040 OPS coming into today. Reddick and the Orioles pitching staff. That's been a good matchup for him. Fouls one away. It's 1-2. There are days off during the schedule which come in certain times when you really need them more than others, and this would be one of those.
You are absolutely correct, TK. These guys have been needing days off, period, but to have them at home, I think that's really going to be able to benefit them. Play a tough 2-game series against Milwaukee and then have that off day again on Thursday. That's really kind of the light at the end of the tunnel for these guys, to be able to have the off days at home and relax a little bit instead of having it be a travel day.
That means Yuli can enjoy his birthday a little bit tonight, knowing he doesn't have to show up to the field tomorrow. Julia?
Yuli is never forgotten. His birthday is a big day in the clubhouse, especially for Alex Bregman, who always brings a cake for him. Last year said happy 40th birthday, which it's not his 40th. It wasn't. This year, he gets, as he singles up the middle right here, he gets a happy 38th birthday, which is not his 38th birthday either. Poor Yuli. So much love for La Pina.
So Bregman actually dropped it a couple years this year?
That's all Bregman. But yes, there was another cake. Just said 38 this year. He's 35, right? Now I'm confused.
He is 35. Not sure if there's a more entertaining friendship in the clubhouse than Alex Bregman and Yuli Gurriel. Would you concur, Julia?
Yeah, I would. They're a lot of fun.
There's a lot of good friendship.
Right.
But that's right up there. Here's Yordan Alvarez. Second major league at bat with his Cuban compadre Yuli Gurriel on first. That ball's smoked to center field. Broxton watches. That is gone. Up by the home run pump. Second major league at bat. And it's a laser beam to left center. Yordan Alvarez. Welcome to the show.
I just want to see Tony Kemp try and hug this guy.
Hopefully somebody told him about the hugs for homers. Wow. That ball exploded off his bat.
Yeah, I think you could say he announced his presence with authority.
Thank goodness the home run pump was there, because that ball was still rising.
I just hope Steve Sparks is still alive.
Oh, it's his inning too.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine that call.
1-1 the count to Robinson Chirinos. The big man, the 21-year-old. AJ had a big smile on his face when Yordan was coming down the steps. I know everybody was excited about seeing his debut, and that's the reason why right there. That is prodigious power.
Yeah, that ball was punished easily too. That was not an overly malicious swing. That was just controlled thump.
Now Chirinos is thinking, what can I do to top that? 2-2 the count. Oh my, 107.3.
Oh yeah. Expect anything less?
413. I think 413 might be conservative too. That ball was just punished.
The extension, that frame just unloading, and he knew it too. Welcome to the show, Yordan Alvarez. You think Aledmus Diaz is going to be upset if I transfer the Cuban Missile to another guy? Because that ball was destroyed. People, when your peers are still in awe of what you just did, you're doing something right.
It's not like the Astros have been squaring up much against Bundy as he continues to pitch well, but
It's a new era.
Shiner Box Spotlight falls on a flashback for us, Baltimore Astros. This one's named the Snowball Fight by Colin McHugh and Wade Miley. That's because they faced off back in 2016. If you remember, the O's, I should say, started off by going 5-0 lead on McHugh, 4 home runs that McHugh gave up there. Wade Miley then said, all right, I'm feeling pretty good about the lead. He got on the mound in the second and gave up 5 runs to the Houston Astros. Miley, really good sense of humor, and so does McHugh, said years later they find this really humorous, calling it the Snowball Fight as that, but not the best pitch game for either of those guys. McHugh saying that was just crazy. Astros came back to win that day 15-8. It was a true slugfest, but how about the Astros being down 5-0 like that, coming back? That was what I definitely remember. But now George Springer also homered off Miley in that game. Miley told me, I am so glad I don't have to face George Springer anymore. It seemed like he would always homer off me, and he did get a leadoff home run in that game. TK.
Yeah, that's a good story. I'm glad they can look back and joke about it now. Look out, Julia. As the count's 1-2 on Santander. You all right?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. Sharp foul balls just beyond the dugout are always dangerous. 1-2 pitch is popped high in the air. Tony Kemp done a nice job since playing second base on a regular basis for the Astros. Puts it away for out number 1. Good crowd all weekend long for the Baltimore Orioles. Not exactly a big draw, but the Astros fans showing up in force this weekend. 38,000 on Saturday, 35,000 on Friday, and another good crowd today. Here's Kean Broxton. Wonder how many of these fans showed up when they saw the news. It had to be a few.
Oh, absolutely.
A few probably said, you know what?
We've talked about how good and how smart these fans are. They're paying attention to what's going on, and obviously with the elongated AAA stint in 2019 for Jordan doing all the damage, it was a highly anticipated appearance. So I guarantee you people jumped on the fact that when he was going to be here, they bought those tickets.
So Bregman on a couple of hops. Broxton retired. That's 2 away. 6 in a row sent down by Wade Miley since a couple of hits back in the third. Looks like Wade's growing that beard out again. Had a little mishap with the clippers, the razor, the other day, and ended up shaving the whole thing off. Stevie Wolf.
Another great story from Wade Miley.
Right. Didn't mean to. But once he lost one side of it, he just went the whole way. But yeah, it's growing back in. Getting back to that full beard mode. Two 2-0 the count to Wilkerson, who struck out looking his first time up. There's a strike. Wilkerson, 50 career at-bats as a right-hand hitter. He's 4 for 50 with 4 singles. He walked in front of the Richie Martin home run yesterday. That was the only walk issued by Astros pitching in the first 2 games of this series, but it was a costly one because it turned a 2-1 game into a 4-1 game when Martin homered as the next hitter. On the ground, 2 hops for Bregman, and Wade Miley a 1-2-3-5. Astros lead 2-0. It's time to play Name That Astro, brought to you by Nissan. Here are today's clues. Give a hoot. 16th overall, fleet of foot. Name That Astro. Send your guesses to @AT&T Sportsnet SW, presented by Nissan. Here's Tony Kemp leading off the 5th inning. Well, Dylan Bundy really feels like he's pitched well, and he has. Only 2 hits allowed. They happen to be back-to-back hits, and one was louder than another. As Kemp drills a base hit into right field, all of a sudden the Astros with better at-bats second time through the lineup. That's now 3 of the last 4 hitters with base hits as Kemp leads off the 5th with a clean single to right.
Finally starting to see some mistakes get hit hard off of Dylan Bundy. And the Astros making adjustments and ready for those mistakes, hitting them hard.
Well, that's kind of been the MO against Bundy all year long, as he has gone the first 45 pitches of a game with an opponent's batting average of 197. But then pitches 46 and beyond, the batting average jumps up to 279. He got to pitch 45 during the Josh Reddick at bat. And since the Reddick at bat, single home run strikeout single, Jack Mayfield down to the count 0-1 as he misses the slider. Mayfield flied out to center field his first time up. A fan over by the home run pump ended up catching that drive by Yordan Alvarez. Sure, he will be asked to trade out that baseball for something autographed by Yordan. Yordan would love to have that keepsake forever, but it should be the first of a lot of home runs if his minor league totals translate here. And with that second at bat, it looks like they're going to translate pretty well.
No, I completely agree. How about one-handing it on the jump?
People are going to start hanging out there when Yordan bats. That home run pump is well above the 404 mark, by the way, and it was measured at 413. So I'm not buying the 413 measurement on that home run. There's 404. So you're telling me the ball was going to go 9 feet beyond that?
It wasn't coming straight down.
No. That fan had to make a great catch on a line drive home run.
I can't be the only one replaying that in my head over and over and over right now. Yeah, he's probably one of the more popular guys out there. But going back to Yordan Alvarez, 107.3 off the bat. That's a low trajectory to get that ball out. So I'm with you, TK. There might be a little more of a line drive action on that ball. But we just saw our first Air Yordan.
Runner on the move. Ball sent into center field. Tampa's going to have to retreat as Broxton makes the play. I like that Air Yordan.
Could stick.
But yeah, that was quite a catch. I didn't realize he made that good a catch until the replay just now. It's almost like he had a glove on. Here's Miles Straw. Straw walked his first time up.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the ballpark, but my Twitter feed has gone absolutely bonkers.
Really?
With the Yordan love.
21 years old. He won't turn 22 till later this month.
Just wait until he grows up and grows into that frame.
Yeah, when he gets bigger, things could really happen.
6'5", 240.
That's a big boy right there. He'll turn 21 on, or 22, excuse me, on the next homestand when the Pirates are in town. Jeff Luhnow was very coy yesterday on the broadcast with us.
Yeah, he knows way more than we do, and he played it very nicely.
He did. Kyle Tucker turned 22 in January.
Oh,
pretty nice to have a 21 and 22-year-old doing those things at the AAA level, and now for Yordan at the big league level. In case you missed it yesterday, Jeff Luhnow in the booth, the GM said, well, I did call up Carlos Correa on my birthday, but I didn't think about doing the same. But he also hinted it might not be a very long wait.
Yeah, we had no idea it was going to be that quick.
Matter of hours.
Yeah.
3-0 and Straw in take mode takes a strike.
It'd be great if some of the stories in the dugout. You just saw Trinos down there giving Jordan a high five. You know, one of the veterans goes up to Jordan and goes, "Hey man, you crushed that." And he kind of looks over his shoulder and goes, "No, I got jammed." That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would add to the legendary status.
Yeah. There's a ball in the right field, falling quickly. Santander will get there though, and that's 2 outs.
Minute Maid Park is the place to be this Wednesday, as every fan in attendance will receive a George Springer Thumbs Up bobblehead presented by HEB. For tickets and info, visit astros.com/promotions. That means you and I get one, right?
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
George is in chill mode right now. There's one. No, that's just a finger up, no thumbs up. Last Astro to homer in his debut, by the way, was this guy, Derek Fisher. Hitting a home run in his major league debut in 2017. I think some of the things we were talking about in March, April, May about how talented this Astros team was, especially in the outfield at AAA Round Rock, is being seen right here at the big league level. You've got an outfield of Derek Fisher, Kyle Tucker, and occasionally Jordan Alvarez. Miles Straw playing both outfield and shortstop at AAA just so he can get regular playing time because the outfield positions were pretty much used up. And now you're seeing Fish, Straw, and Alvarez all in the same lineup here at the big league level. And the guy who won PCL Player of the Month in May is doing his thing. 22 years old, Kyle Tucker. A lot of talent. A lot of outfield talent. One of the reasons we're seeing Tony Kemp get a lot of starts at second base. All these outfielders make it crowded out there.
What we don't really talk about is the athleticism of these guys. The ability to adjust. Tony Kemp, went to the outfield from second base to create an opportunity, got it. Now he's back playing some second base with Altuve on the DL. All of these guys can move and play all three outfield positions. Miles Straw is probably the most impressive, willing to take that chance at shortstop and making it happen. And again, not to the point where you expect him to be an everyday guy, but in a desperate situation, you have the ability to move him to shortstop. And what's it going to feel like when those guys right there get healthy with George Springer?
There goes Kemp. Pitches up and away. The throw is wide, and Tony tried a swim move, and he's thrown out. Kemp's caught stealing to end the fifth. Not sure if the swim move helped him out there because the throw was on the third base side, and AJ says he's not going to review. 2-0. Sixth inning baseball. Astros and Wade Miley leading the Orioles 2-0. Both teams with 3 hits. Wade Miley has limited the O's to 3 singles and a walk. He has struck out 5, and he has retired the last 7 O's he has faced. Last time when Wade faced the Orioles, it was back in 2016. It went 6 shutout innings, allowed a couple of hits in that outing. Prior to that, he had not fared well against Baltimore in his 3 previous career starts. Now facing Richie Martin, Hanser Alberto, and Trey Mancini, the 9-1-2 hitters in the Orioles lineup. Martin has 1 of the 3 hits against Wade Miley, a single to left. Richie Martin had 2 hits in last night's game, including his 3rd home run of the season. Another swing and a miss at a changeup. That has been a good pitch for Wade Miley today. Last year, Wade made 16 starts for Milwaukee, not including the postseason. And in all 16 of those starts, he allowed 3 earned runs or less. This year, he has allowed 3 earned runs or less in all but one of his 13 starts. The Tigers are the only team that got him for more than 3 earned runs. A little tapper. Torinos plays it and makes a throw from his knees. How about that play by Robinson Torinos?
That's a pretty athletic play.
I was surprised he fielded it. Looked like it was going foul.
Well, it nubbed out in front of home plate, and then he swiped at it. And as he did, he missed it, and luckily kept it close enough to be able to get the bare hand on it. Second time's a charm.
He starts laughing to himself after that play.
Things are a lot more funny after you get the out.
Right? That would not have been as funny had that runner reached on a ball that looked like it was going foul. Hanser Alberto with a 1-0 count. And he rips one into left field for a base hit. Fisher will cut it off. That'll keep Alberto at first base. He is now 3 for 3 against Wade Miley. Give Dad the gift of Astros baseball June 14th through the 16th as they take on the Toronto Blue Jays. In addition to the tickets, fans can purchase a special Father's Day replica jersey add-on package all weekend long. For tickets or to purchase the add-on package, visit astros.com/Father's Day. Here's Trey Mancini. Mancini a walk and a ground out. Top of the order, Hanser Alberto is 3 for 3. The rest of the lineup is 1 for 15 against Wade, and they could turn 2 here. Mayfield, Kemp, and they get the double play. Wade Miley through 6 with his team leading 2-0.
We have mascots everywhere, and that leads us to our Get Out and Play presented by Toyota because it is Orbit's birthday, and Orbit and I have been through our ups and our downs over the years. Had a really great relationship to start, got really close, and then we took a trip to Philly. I got to know the fanatic. He took me on a joyride around the field. Orbit did not want any part of that. His heart was broken. He was mad at me for weeks. This went on all season, maybe even years, if I can remember correctly. Oh, the despair. Orbit and I have since then made up, and we are back to being the best of friends. So I want to wish my buddy a very happy birthday. I think he's 29 again. But all his friends are here. That birthday bash out there, guys, was awesome. You missed it. Should have brought a green cupcake back for you.
There's Southpaw.
Blooper.
Got to beat Blooper for the first time.
He's looking forward to us coming back to Atlanta.
I'm not sure if there's a better friend of mascots than Julia Morales.
No, we're tight. They're the best.
Toro and Diesel.
A lot of energy in the ballpark today with those guys.
Green cupcakes, huh?
Oh, yeah. I had an ice sculpture. TC's in the house.
All the mascots and Julia hanging out before the game.
Yeah, I had to go see everyone. There was a big birthday card. Oh, there it is. It was fun.
I'm glad you guys are on good terms.
Yeah.
That's good. Good to know. Blummer, we got a 3-0 count on Derek Fisher. Green light and a ground ball towards short. And a wide throw. How about that? Richie Martin, normally sure-handed defensively. Derek Fisher's speed forced a mistake.
Pitch to hit 3-0, but you got to give Derek Fisher credit for just putting his head down and running through the base. That speed puts pressure on defense. You make the slightest little mistake and it's by you.
Will be an error on the Orioles shortstop. And Alex Bregman will bat. Bregman has lined out to right and struck out. strike one. Alex 1 for 10 on this homestand so far. Looking for his first hit against Dylan Bundy in his career. He's 0 for 6 with a couple of walks. There goes Fisher, pitch inside, and Fisher is safe. Ball into center field. Fisher will head to third. Stolen base and the second error of the inning on the Orioles.
There's that speed making issues again. Fish off with the pitch. Looks like he would have slid in safely. VR went for the pick instead of trying to knock that ball down and keep it in front of him. But as soon as it gets past him, real tough for the center fielder Broxton to come in and cover that and try and keep Fisher from going another 90 feet. Advantage Astros.
Severino picks up the error on the throw into center field, and now the infield comes in tight on Alex Bregman with a 1-1 count. Bregman leads the team with 44 runs batted in. He is currently tied for 4th in the AL in RBIs coming into today, and will not expand the zone here. It's 3-1 with Josh Reddick waiting on deck. On the ground, or on the line, on one hop to the third baseman Alberto, who looks back Fisher to third, and Bregman retired for the first out.
This week on Astros Bases Loaded, we'll recap the Astros 2019 draft, including a look inside a pre-draft workout. Plus, AJ Hinch lets Julia fill out a lineup card. All that and more after the postgame show on Astros Bases Loaded, only on AT&T Sportsnet.
Cool tweet from Mike Acosta as Josh Reddick bats with 1 out and a runner on third. If you don't follow Mike, he is great in terms of the history of the team. I'm not sure if there's a better follow than @Astros Talk. Mike Acosta knows the history inside and out of this franchise as Reddick takes a ball 1-0, but he found the guy who caught the Yordan Alvarez home run today, and he returned it, saying that he saw Alvarez play at Round Rock and, quote, this would mean a lot more to him than to me. Ball into shallow center field. Broxton coming on, still coming on. That's going to drop in for a hit. Josh Reddick, who has great numbers against Baltimore, with an RBI single on a shallow pop to center.
Well, it's good base running to begin with for Derek Fisher to still be at third base, staying back at the bag on that ground ball to third base. So Josh Reddick with an opportunity to try and drive him in, expanding on that changeup, getting it off the end of the bat and lofting it into center field. With the infield in, with the runner at third base, there's no chance that the shortstop's going to get out there, so it's completely on the outfielders who have no shot playing deep.
Here's Yuli, celebrated his 35th birthday with a single his last time up, and sends this one into center field. Playable for Broxton for the second out. And here comes Yordan.
The scouting report is presented by your Greater Houston Honda dealers. This is Yordan Alvarez's career hits in AAA. And you see a lot of those red dots, those are home runs, and they're spread all over the outfield. And that's what's been most impressive, is his spray chart literally is all over the place. They're going to play him to pull in the infield, but in the outfield they might shade him a little bit more to the opposite field, especially considering where that last ball ended up.
Yeah, their whole outfield is very deep all the way around.
And you're going to see them shifted a little more towards that left center field gap, because that's where his strength is.
Big swing and a foul into the upper deck.
Got away with one. The balance is what's beautiful. In order for a guy like Yordan Alvarez to spray the ball all over the place, obviously he's got the power, but the balance has to be right to be able to cover the entire plate.
Alvarez second in the Pacific Coast League in slugging and an OPS when he was called up.
He's a big man. Nice quiet swing. We saw it in spring training, and then we saw it here. Good decision making.
That's high in the air, playable left field for Wilkerson. And the Astros tack on a run on a Josh Reddick single. It's 3-0. We are through 6. Now it's time for T-Mobile's connection to the game. Adrian Beltre, in between games of a day-night doubleheader yesterday in Globe Life Park in Arlington, had his number retired. Tommy Lasorda was on hand. It was a great ceremony in between games. Giancarlo Stanton could return after next week in time for the Astros' next road trip, when they will face the Yankees on the second leg of that Cincinnati, New York trip. And Bobby Valentine, the 20th anniversary of the mustachio dugout disguise after he was ejected. Those are your news and notes from around MLB as we get ready for the 7th inning. Renato Nunez will lead things off against Wade Miley. Miley at 80 pitches through 6, only needed 8 pitches to get through that 6th inning thanks to a double play to end the 6th inning off the bat of Trey Mancini. After a 23-pitch first inning, Wade Miley has been very efficient. Just 57 pitches needed over his next 5. He got on a roll there with first pitch strikes. The last 2 innings 0 for 6 on first pitch strikes, but started out Nunez with a foul ball. Towards the middle and into center field. Kemp a diving attempt. But Nunez found a way through that shift. He's now 1 for 3. Still not running great.
Bobby Valentine, one of the more entertaining managers in all of baseball. Home plate umpire finally had enough, but Bobby Valentine wasn't done. He wanted to hang around for a little bit. At least we think that was Bobby Valentine.
20 years ago today. Pedro Severino has grounded out and flied out, and Nunez checked it first, almost wasn't back in time.
Talked about that move from Wade Miley. It's right on that borderline. Sometimes you'll catch guys leaning. And sometimes it's not even those guys that are looking to steal. It's just those guys trying to get a secondary.
We have not seen the bullpen get loose today, and for good reason, but they're starting to stretch around a little bit as Wade delivers his 84th pitch of this game. Wade has gone as many as 7 innings 2 starts ago. That was his last home start against the Cubs. He has gone 6 innings in 7 of his 13 starts, exactly 6. Working into the 7th today for the second time this year. As Severino fouls one away, it's 1-1. Wade had 5 strikeouts through the first 4 innings. 5 of the 6 outs via ground ball outs the last couple of innings. Astros probably feel like they stole a run last half inning, an error, a stolen base, another error, and a little pop fly that fell in front of Keon Broxton for an RBI single. Now we will see the first bullpen throws of the day as Wade is approaching the upper 80s in his pitch count. Down and in, 3-2. Josh James stands up and CNL's out there. Severino deciding late, I should swing, no I shouldn't, and he ends up with a foul ball. Now finding out if that would have been called a strike or not. After all that movement, it's Ryan Presley who grabs the baseball and will work his way back to the rubber on the mound as he starts to toss in the bullpen. Missed outside, ball 4. Orioles have the first 2 runners on in the 7th inning. Severino draws a walk, second walk issued by Wade Miley. Robinson Chirinos, who usually picks quality times for his visits, will go out to talk to Wade here. Watch the Astros on the go all season long. Download the AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or go to attsportsnet.com to stream from your computer. Log in with your cable account and you're all set. Available to cable accounts with AT&T Sportsnet in their subscription, subject to blackouts and territorial restrictions. Miley facing Jonathan Villar. Struck out Villar swinging his last time up. That was Wade's last strikeout, and his only strikeout of his 5. That was a swinging strikeout. Villar does not mind swinging at the first pitch, and he's around the bunt. Takes a strike. Villar thinking, hey, I haven't had much success against Wade Miley in my career. He's 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts. Thought about a bunt right there. One and 1 the count. Couple of righties warming up in the Orioles bullpen. Past Jack Mayfield into left field for a hit. Orioles will load the bases up here in the 7th inning with nobody out. Single walk and a single, and A.J. Hinch out of the dugout. Wade Miley will probably be out of this game at this point.
Wanted it a little more elevated, but you do have to give a little bit of credit to Jonathan Villar to get to that cutter and turn it into a hit.
Miley gets a nice hand. 6 innings plus 3 batters will leave with the bases loaded, but also with his team ahead 3-0. It's time to name that Astro, brought to you by Nissan. We gave you the clues. Give a hoot. 16th overall, fleet of foot. Today's Name That Astro, presented by Nissan, is Lance Berkman. The Big Puma will join us here on Tuesday and Wednesday in the broadcast booth. He played with the Rice University Owls and a first-round pick in 1997. So bases loaded, nobody out. Anthony Santander, the batter, and he will face Ryan Presley. Santander chases that first curveball in the dirt. It's 0-1. Santander turning around to hit a lefty for the first time today. Santander had been better hitting right-handed than left-handed at AAA this season. .342 as a right-hand hitter. And he's down on the count here, 0-2.
Good job by Presley getting ahead early. A couple of days off are going to benefit him. He has pitched in 27 games this season. The numbers are outstanding. A 93 is that ERA. 32 strikeouts in 29 innings. He would like to use that swing and miss ability right here to get Santander for the first out of the inning.
One hopper, gloved by Bregman, throw home for one. The return not in time. Bases remain loaded, but Bregman cuts down the lead runner.
Outstanding play. Alex Bregman, what's kind of flown under the radar in this game with Alvarez making his appearance felt, is he's been playing a great third base. That was a tough pick, kind of an in-between and a short hop. Makes a strong throw to home plate to get that lead out.
Now we'll get a pinch hitter. Brandon Hyde, the Orioles manager, had 3 lefties on his bench to choose from, and he has chosen Rio Ruiz to pinch hit here for Keon Broxton. Well, Ruiz will hit with the bases loaded and 1 out. Pops one into shallow left, coming on Fisher, and he will make the play. A bluff of a go from third. Fisher gets the ball back in. 2 outs.
Ruiz got the fly ball, but just not deep enough.
Catcher Severino at third base did not try and score on that fly ball, and now Presley will deal with Stevie Wilkerson. Will turn around and hit left-handed. This is the stronger side for him. Fastball misses up and in, 1-0. Wilkerson 0 for 2 against Wade Miley, hitting right-handed, strikeout and a ground out. Presley being called on a little bit earlier today than we normally see, but A.J. Hinch will use Ryan in high leverage situations, and if it's in the 7th inning instead of the 8th, so be it. Brings him on today with the bases loaded and nobody out. Now 2 away, and a high fly ball should be playable in right field. Josh Reddick coming in. Ryan Presley, a masterful job. He strands the bases loaded for Wade Miley, and Wade very appreciative. 7th inning stretch time here at Minute Maid Park, and the Astros are leading the Baltimore Orioles by the score of 3-0. Ryan Presley high fives all around.
No Player Does More is presented by H-E-B. Robinson Chirinos. All-star worthy is the question. I think you'd have to say yes, considering what we've seen from him. He has worked very hard behind home plate to be a good receiver for this great pitching staff, but he's also done a very good job in the catch and throw situation. Fields that position out in front of home plate nicely, and he comes up with some big hits. Swinging the bat extremely well on the season for Robinson Chirinos. Big hit the other night, 29 RBIs on the season. These are the catching ranks. 2nd in on-base percentage, slugging, tied for 2nd in home runs. Doing a great job with that on-base percentage with 27 walks and scoring 31 runs. Been a great start to the season for Robinson Chirinos.
35 years old. He has never been on an all-star team. And 1 month from today, if he is lined up on that American League All-Star line in Cleveland, that'll be quite a moment for him. And we are going to do everything we can, as long as he keeps producing, to promote Robinson Chirinos to make the All-Star.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of promoting himself.
Right.
And that's the beautiful part about it, is the reason we're talking about him is because Robinson has made us talk about him.
Chirinos with a 6-game hitting streak, 0 for 2 today as he pops this one up. Playable for the first baseman. It's a new first baseman, Rio Ruiz, who pinch hit last inning, stayed in the game. All kinds of changes defensively for the Orioles. Ruiz now at first base. Julia?
The 2019 Google MLB All-Star Ballot is now open. New this year, after the first round of voting, the top 3 vote getters at each position will advance to a special election to determine the All-Star starters. Vote daily at Astros.com/vote and on Google by searching for your favorite Astros or MLB vote. If you've listened to any post-game interview by a starting pitcher, they usually credit that guy, Robinson Chirinos. He's done such a nice job. We're talking so much about his offense and what he's bringing here recently with all the adjustments that he's made, but what an impact he has made on the pitching staff as well. Even Roberto Osuna was saying about him, just his communication with everyone really helps just put that game plan together for each hitter. He is so in tune with what's going on with every single guy on this team and has really, really made a difference in his first year as an Astro.
I would say he's right up there in your favorite interview column, too, for the season.
For sure.
He's been really good at post-game interviews as A.J. Hinch and Alex Bregman discuss the game here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. New pitcher on for the Orioles is Evan Phillips. Here are all the changes for the Orioles. We saw Ruiz make that play for the first out of the inning. So Ruiz to first, moving Trey Mancini from first to left. And moving from left field to center field is Stevie Wilkerson. Keon Broxton out of the game. He was pinch hit for by Ruiz. And the new pitcher, Evan Phillips. Phillips' 4th time with the Baltimore Orioles. He was just recalled yesterday prior to the game. He's been back and forth between AAA Norfolk and the Baltimore Orioles. Really nice job by Dylan Bundy today. He leaves down 3-0, but he gave up an unearned run in the 6th. A couple of errors in that inning, and a 2-out single by Yuli Gurriel was preceded right before, I don't think it was his worst pitch of the day, just a changeup that the big man went and got.
No, it was an extremely good piece of hitting by Yordan Alvarez, and you're right, Dylan Bundy did a good job using that changeup against some of those left-handed hitters. And it was down, but it was over the middle portion of the plate. And that's what allowed Yordan to get to it and smash it.
Now a 1-out walk. Tony Kemp is on base for the 2nd straight time. Kemp singled his last time up and was caught stealing. Jack Mayfield will get his 3rd at bat of the day. He flied out to Broxton a couple of times. Yeah, the Astros managed just 4 hits against Bundy in the 6 innings of work. All 3 starters for the Baltimore Orioles, a staff that came in with the highest ERA in baseball, through quality starts against the Astros this weekend. Noah Cashner, and today Bundy. Want to win the count to Jack Mayfield out of Del Rio, Texas. Phillips has pitched with the Atlanta Braves and the Baltimore Orioles in his career. Started with the Braves in 2018. Was traded to the Orioles at the deadline last year. Originally drafted by the Kansas City Royals but didn't sign, and then redrafted by the Braves. Look out, Miles Straw.
Man, you ain't lying. Good reaction time by Miles.
One thing about these guys from Round Rock, they've all contributed.
Absolutely.
Jack right away, first at bat, and then he had the great defensive play on that road trip. Helped that sweep of the Oakland A's. Straw, we've mentioned numerous times. He helped win that last game in 14 innings in Seattle with that leadoff triple. He's also a guy that helped that sweep in Oakland on Sunday with 3 steals and 3 runs. And this guy in his second at bat making an impact.
We talked about a while ago how you don't expect these guys to do it on a daily basis. You just want to have one of them step up per day, and then you're going to have a pretty good route to wins for the Astros, and that's what we've seen. A couple of key situations with big hits or big plays is what they've done.
And to be perfectly honest about it, they've kind of needed it, not just because of the injuries, but because, you know, Brantley hasn't been at his best lately. Even though Alex mixes in a big hit here and there, he hasn't been as consistent as he would like.
Well, and opposing teams, when you're going through this lineup and you start to point to guys who you don't want to let beat you, you're going to point to Bregman, Reddick, Gurriel, Chirinos, and Brantley. Those are the big names in the lineup that you don't want to let beat you. So they're going to try and attack some of these younger guys, and they've been taking advantage of opportunities.
Tony Kemp was run into by Rio Ruiz, and they're going to call double play.
Yeah. He was in the baseline.
Kemp ran into the first baseman, Ruiz, who made the catch.
It's really not Tony's fault. Either of them, both of them are looking up. Just an unfortunate that Tony Kemp was in the way of the fielder.
Can they call them both out, or are you just going to call Kemp out?
I think you can only call one out, right? But a pop up.
The Orioles are staying on the field like they expect.
It's got to be 2 because he caught the pop up.
Now the Orioles are leaving the field. A.J. Hinch having a word with Ted Barrett. And this does not look like it's going to go the Astros' way.
That's just unfortunate.
All right, well, Mayfield is standing on first. So Brandon Hyde just was.
Is it just dead ball?
Maybe dead ball, runner out.
Because Tony Kemp's not trying to obstruct it.
Whoop.
But technically the rule is if the ball is in play before the fielder catches it, you have to allow him a path to make the play.
So they trade base runners. It would have been 2 outs, runner on first. Instead, it's Jack Mayfield on first instead of Tony Kemp, and we'll give you the exact ruling with Miles Straw batting with 2 outs. Foul back to the screen. Straw walked and flied out in this game. Second base umpire John Tumpane making that call on Tony Kemp. Straw down to the count 0-2. Nice pitch right there on the 1-2 delivery. He strikes out Straw to end the inning.
It is time now to reveal the results of our Chevy Stroh poll. Robinson Chirinos, runaway winner. Josh Reddick getting some love too, but Astro fans have been thoroughly impressed with what Robinson Chirinos has been able to do, not only behind the plate working with this pitching staff and throwing out runners. He has come up clutch with the bat. Also big walk-off hit the other day. That would be a pleasant surprise to see Robinson Chirinos find his way onto that team.
On we go to the 8th inning, and the Astros will go back to the bullpen. A brilliant job by Ryan Presley, and he turns it over to Hector Rondon.
Good season for Hector Rondon, making his 24th appearance.
Facing 9, 1, and 2 in the order here for the Baltimore Orioles. Richie Martin being pinch hit for. Chance Cisco getting a chance to swing the bat. Mentioned they had 3 left-hand hitters on their bench. Saw Rio Ruiz last inning hitting for Keon Broxton, and now Chance Cisco hitting for Richie Martin. We also have Chris Davis on the bench. One and two the count to Cisco, who was involved in that crazy play at the end of Friday night's game. Robinson Chirinos doubling in the game-winning run as Yuli Gurriel came around to score. Cisco had the plate blocked, but never had control of the baseball. Swing and a miss. Rondon picks up a strikeout. First batter he faces. Community Bank of Texas brings you our defensive measurements, and we'll see that in center field, the Astros play as shallow as any team in baseball. Miles Straw not yet on his average distance behind second base, but 310 for Tony Kemp. Jake Marisnick 311, George Springer 314. Leonis Martin of the Indians and Kevin Kiermaier in that mix. George also plays the shallowest right field of any right fielder in the American League or the National League. So the Astros aren't afraid to play shallow and try and take away base hits.
And it kind of makes you wonder if it goes into several different factors, obviously, because the talent and the speed of those guys allows them to play a little bit more shallow, but I think a majority of the hits they're going to take away are coming in. Some of those jam shots.
And we have seen Jake Marisnick make spectacular plays going back even when he starts shallow. A couple of his 5-star catches have been on a full sprint back towards center field. Alberto down to the count 1-2. Hanser Alberto 3 for 3 today. He owns 3 of the Orioles' 6 hits. And he's also a guy as a leadoff hitter that will chase more than anybody else in the American League. We'll see if Rondon can get him to leave the zone here on a 1-2 pitch. That one was in the zone and he fouls it away. Doesn't chase there. 2-2. Alberto was on numerous organizations in the offseason. He was waived and claimed 3 different times. The Orioles eventually ended up with him for the second and final time. Chirinos gets his obligatory foul ball.
Yeah, another stinger.
I think Robinson is going to sit in ice tomorrow on the off day.
He has that right leg wide open. Catches the inside of that right thigh knee area. Yeah, I agree with you. An ice bath would be a really good idea for Robinson Chirinos, maybe after every single game you feel like.
Alberto staying alive at 2-2. Ryan Presley had the 7th inning today, and now Rondon the 8th. Presley in the highest leverage of moments. Bases loaded, no outs. In a 3-0 game, got Anthony Santander, Rio Ruiz, and Stevie Wilkerson. There's a soft pop to the shortstop, Jack Mayfield. 2 away.
One of our favorites, Jake, playing out there in center field. We talked about how shallow it allows him to get these jumps and be able to make these plays coming in. Those are not easy. Speed obviously has a factor in this. But what's nice too is when you do have that kind of speed and you're able to react, you can also go back pretty good. But we've seen Jake and several other guys in that outfield do a very good job taking away not only runners but runs.
You know, there's a lot of teams that would play Jake late in a game with a lead, but with Miles Straw in center field, the way he can go get the baseball too, AJ really doesn't need that Cupid shuffle.
True.
0-2 pitch. Trey Mancini swings and misses. Hector Rondon a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts. Bottom of the 8th. Astros up 3-0.
The Power Player is brought to you by TXU Energy. Stepping up to the plate for the very second time in the majors. He went deep, 413 feet off Dylan Bundy. Yordan Alvarez's first major league hit is a home run, and the ball has been retrieved, thanks to a nice Astros fan. So he'll get that after the game. A lot of anticipation about his arrival, and he's already delivered. But guys who have played with him, we're all excited to see him, obviously, but guys who were playing with him in the minors were excited to see what he could do in the big leagues, like Garrett Stubbs, who said in AAA they would just sit on the bench and talk about what the opposing pitcher was going to throw Alvarez each at bat. Garrett said, pick your poison. You can throw a fastball, get a line drive over the left field fence, or you could go breaking ball, see a mammoth home run to right field. So really fun game they would like to play down here. Also, Garrett said he's one of the nicest guys he's ever been around. We are going to love him. So we look forward to getting to know Yordan. TK.
Absolutely.
Well, I like the introduction he gave us. It was outstanding. We had high expectations of him coming into this game, and he delivered with that swing.
Right now, he's the difference in this game. The Astros did add an unearned run with a couple of Orioles errors in the 6th inning. But that Yordan Alvarez bomb to left center field really sparked this crowd and gave the Astros a 2-0 lead. Derek Fisher facing Evan Phillips in his 2nd inning of work, down 0-2. So what a day for Julia. She may get to interview Yordan after his major league debut, and she celebrated both Orbit's birthday and Yuli's 38th. I mean 35th.
A lot going on today.
What did you just slip right there?
I don't know.
38th, because that's what Bregman's cake says.
Poor Hewley.
I know, seriously. Yuli's a trooper for taking the abuse, though.
Julia was mentioning the fan who retrieved the baseball, and Mike Acosta at Astros Talk found him after he caught that home run. His name is Randy Bearden. He is from Cinco Ranch. He was born and raised here in Houston, and he said, I recently saw Alvarez play at Round Rock, and this would mean a whole lot more to him than to me. That is a great move by Randy. And a great catch.
I would say that's a true baseball fan. That's a true Astro fan, and good for him for recognizing the situation. But that's also another pretty cool thing is that you're able to watch these guys come up through the minor leagues, Corpus to Round Rock to here, and you take that journey with these guys. That's amazing. And now he's a part of Yordan's history by making a great one-handed grab.
And while he gives it back to Yordan, I'm sure there'll be something in return, whether it's an autographed baseball or something from Yordan. We'll go back to Randy, I would imagine.
Yeah, players are pretty gracious about that kind of thing. They've been pitching Alex inside all week long. Finally wears one. It was an off-speed pitch from Phillips.
Bregman hit with this 86-mile-an-hour delivery.
Ooh, I caught that forearm. Hopefully it got the forearm instead of that hand. A little bit of that elbow.
Look at that ball spinning. That's wild.
What was the spin rate?
So runner on with 1 out. By the way, if you're following along, the number 5 hitter is 3 spots away, so a chance you might see Yordan one other time in this ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. Josh Reddick 1 for 3, singled in a run his last time up. Josh, one of the few Astros having a good offensive series against the Orioles. Continuing the trend over his career. I do like the guy that was out there next to Randy Bearden with the big hat, because even though they don't serve after the 7th inning, he still had that big hand ready just in case. He didn't take it off. He was still in full gear mode.
You always got to be ready.
Yeah.
You never know.
It was an empty big Hulk can, but still wearing it nonetheless. 1-1 the count to Josh. Yeah, look, empty hand. Oh, that was earlier.
Yeah, that was for the home run.
He just likes wearing that big hand and the big hat.
You know why? It's funny.
It's funny. Reddick with a 1-1 count. So happy to show Randy Bearden some love as he showed Yordan Alvarez some love in return after making that catch on the home run. Reddick with a count of 1-2. There he is. 21-year-old. Las Tunas, Cuba.
Good for him, too. He's got to be excited to be up here. He definitely, like A.J. Hinch said, proved that he belongs to be here and be challenged up here. But for him to come up here with the expectation that's on him, and in his second AB to hit a prodigious shot to the opposite field, it's pretty awesome.
Not only had he basically graduated from the PCL, he was at the point where they weren't even pitching to him.
Yes, yeah. There were ABs where he wasn't even taking his bat to the batter's box because he was leaving it in the on-deck circle because the opposing manager said, nope, you just go ahead and take that one base. We're not going to give up the 4.
11 intentional walks this year. Runner on the go on the 3-2 pitch. Grounded past the second baseman VR into right field. Alex Bregman easily will get to third. Astros will have first and third and 1 out. Hanser Alberto moved from third to second. That's who the ball got passed into right field.
Josh did hit that ball hard. You create movement. That runner flashing in front of Alberto maybe threw him off just a little bit. But a great read for Alex Bregman going on to third base.
Now here's Yuli. Chance Cisco stayed in the game. He's at first. Rio Ruiz moved from first to third. And Hanser Alberto from third to second. That's the Orioles changes after they pinch hit last inning. And Yuli Gurriel bats first and third, 1 out. Trying to add to this 3-0 lead. Already has a hit on his birthday. Might as well add an RBI. It'd be funny if Yordan said after the game that Yuli was his childhood hero.
That'd be great.
Right.
We need to send that message down to Yordan right now.
There's a ball in the left field. Bregman is going to tag, and Yuli has not only a hit, but he adds an RBI. Happy 35th, Yuli Gurriel. The Astros now lead 4-0.
Good professional AB. Good team offense. Yordan coming to the plate. Enjoy the views and sounds of Yordan hitting his first major league home run. Endearing himself to the locals.
Gets a 4th at bat today. He has flied to left his other 2 times. Facing Evan Phillips for the first time. Phillips came on to face Chirinos to start the 7th. Down and in, 1-0. Fans not liking that 95-mile-an-hour pitch around their young star's knees.
Well, you know, you see a guy like Jordan step in the box, 6'5", 240 pounds, and you immediately try and tie him up. You assume you're able to get inside on him and keep those arms from getting extended. But unless you're able to locate in there, you fall behind in a situation you're in now at 2-0, and you eliminate a couple of pitches that you're unable to throw for a strike. The hitter's able to maybe guess fastball in this situation. And as a pitcher, you're not thinking edges, you're thinking outer third, inner third, and maybe you make a mistake over the plate and Jordan makes you pay, but also credit Jordan for taking the pitches to get into this count.
I think that was the thing that impressed us the most, not only his prodigious power, but the fact that he really has a great organization of the strike zone. Does not leave the zone very much.
And you could say that about all the Astro hitters that have come up. Even when Alex Bregman, George Springer, and these guys first came up, that was one of the more impressive things, is that usually a young player is hyper aggressive and wants to do a lot of things. So they swing at a lot of pitches, but these guys have really been patient in waiting to get their pitches.
So this is his debut. It's 2-0. He takes a close one, 2-1, okay. Takes another close one, it's 3-1.
Well, he recognized the pitcher made a pitch on that inside corner. But he also realizes in that count he's going to get another opportunity. It's only the first strike of the AB.
Now he can unleash if he gets a good one. He doesn't. Down and in, ball 4. Jordan, who walked a bunch at the AAA level. 38 walks, 11 of those intentional. And an OPS which seems extreme at 1184, but at one point it was around 13 or 1400 a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But again, this is a guy who probably felt like every time he made contact it was going out of the ballpark. So for me, I'd want to swing more, but he opted to swing a little bit less and take those walks.
Pitching change here with runners on first and second in the bottom half of the 8th. Houston Astros baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. 4-0 Astros, still batting bottom half of the 8th inning with 2 outs, 2 on. Already pitching around Jordan, says Squirrely Phil.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And that's within a commercial break that you cranked that out on Twitter. Nicely done.
So the new pitcher for the Orioles is right-hander Josh Lucas.
This is pretty much the ultimate in crossfire deliveries. A 3/4 arm for Josh Lucas. 8th game on the season. You see the numbers. 14 strikeouts and 12 1/3. Fastball around 90, 91 miles an hour. Also has a changeup and a slider. It's going to be a tough matchup for right-handed hitters. It probably feels like he's stepping right at the hitter and then releasing across his body.
Torino's down on the count, 0-2. Bobby's had one of those days where it feels like he's been fighting from behind the count most of the afternoon. 0 for 3 today. Last shot to try and extend his hitting streak more than likely. Astros up 4-0 in the bottom half of the 8th. Fly ball right field, playable for Anthony Santander, and that'll do it. Astros add a run. We head to the 9th. It's 4-0. Been a fun day at the ballpark on this Sunday afternoon. Glad you could join us. Todd Callis, Jeff Blum, Julia Morales. Astros looking to take this series against the Baltimore Orioles. And we head to the 9th in a 4-0 game. It is not a save opportunity. The Astros going to Josh James.
23 games for Josh. We know the electric arm that he has. He can get up to 100 miles an hour with that fastball. A couple of good off-speed pitches. A great line on that bottom is that 185 opponent batting average.
James will face Renato Nunez, the number 3 hitter, 3-4-5 in the Orioles lineup, and he delivers a strike. Hector.
So you look out and missing the closer Osuna, but you get the guy that throws 100 miles an hour.
I know. Well, I think that's what we were kind of referring to also with regards to Round Rock call-ups. Right, we have all these guys contributing, and then the guy who won PCL Player of the Month in April and May were still down before today, and now we see Alvarez contributing with a 2-run home run and a walk in his debut. But the same thing can be said about the Astros bullpen.
You've got some good arms out there, but it's also, you know, what's great about Yordan, I don't think they're going to lean on him too much, and AJ kind of hinted at that too. You've got enough superstars in this lineup to be able to put Yordan in there and just say, hey, go out and be you. You get some good pitches, go ahead and try and drive them, do what you can. But today, I mean, you get one home run. His home run could be the difference in this ball game if it finishes out the way it is right now, which would be outstanding and kind of plays into the theme that we had with Round Rock guys kind of stepping up in situations and passing the baton, so to speak, and having big moments. So it's a lot of fun to watch these guys go out there and do that, but he also got that walk mixed in there.
There's a strike from James. It's 3-2. Well, I think fans can start to think about, because today you've got Kemp at second, Mayfield at short, Straw in center. Those are the bottom 3 guys in the lineup. Obviously, normally at second base, once everybody's healthy, it's going to be Jose Altuve. Normally at shortstop, when everybody's healthy, Carlos Correa. Center field is going to be George Springer. Left field today is Derek Fisher. That's normally going to be Michael Brantley. So you can start to put those 4 names already in there with the Alex Bregman, Josh Reddick, Yuli Gurriel, Yordan Alvarez, Robinson Chirinos.
I mean, how deep can your lineup be?
Ooh.
Yeah, if you're bored after this day game, go ahead and have a little fun writing those names into your own lineup.
It's a good project for after this game. Maybe you can do that right after the post-game show because you want to stay tuned for that. Presented by Whataburger. Plummer's nickname's already on there.
Hey, how about you?
What a job by Ryan Presley, too, today.
Yeah, bases loaded, nobody out.
And we'll preview the Brewers series. All that coming up with Kevin Eschenfelder and Mike Stanton following today's game.
Don't forget about my boy over there at third base. Alex Bregman has played a stellar third base today.
I'm glad you said that because he will get overlooked at the end of the day based on everything else.
Yeah. There's been a lot going on peripherally, but this game is where it's at because he's been playing a great third base.
He's looking forward to the day off after being hit by that pitch. And I think the other thing with Brantley getting the day off today, and I think a lot of guys have been grinding with the injuries to the other regulars. The guys that are healthy now, like an Alex Bregman, have really been playing a lot of baseball.
Yes.
They have not been getting their normal allotment of breathers here and there, although Michael looks pretty chill today.
Yeah, good for him. And those guys will never admit it, but you and I, we watch these guys every day. A lot of fans at home watch these guys every day. There is a little, maybe a hitch in the giddy up, so to speak. It's not that energy level we've seen throughout the course of the season, but it is because they've been leaned on here pretty heavily with those other guys out of the lineup.
Astros pitching with 8 strikeouts today, 5 from Wade Miley, 2 last inning by Hector Rondon, and James striking out Nunez to start this inning. Big crowd, 35,621. Astros had over 35,000 for all 3 games over the weekend against the Orioles. Foul tip in and out of the glove of Chirinos. Talking about guys who are looking forward to the off day. Hey, Wade's still hanging out. That's what he does after his start.
Literally every start, he is back in the dugout. He must be low maintenance in there as far as treatment after games. Or he just waits till after the game, because you're right, he spends excessive amount of time in there, even on days he's pitching.
In the air, right center field. Josh Reddick will call off Miles Straw. 100 miles an hour, Blummer.
Hundo.
Astros looking to win another series after having their 10-game home winning streak snapped against the Orioles yesterday. Trying to take 2 out of 3 from Baltimore. Last time the Astros lost a series was in Minnesota back at the end of April and the first couple of days of May. Looking for their 11th consecutive series win. Jonathan Villar watches one go to the backstop and skips under his feet. Astros also trying to improve their home record to 24-9. They have the best home record in the American League. The Texas Rangers are creeping close. They have played great baseball in Arlington at home this year. They're 24-11. The Astros trying to go to 24-9 if they get this win. Up 4-0, 2 outs in the 9th inning. There's a strike. It's 1-1.
At the hot corner, Alex Bregman doing a very good job. Getting tested, going to his right. Does a good job planting that right foot and showing a strong throw. This one right here, an unassisted double play, showing the arm strength, falling away all the way across the diamond. And a great pick in that bases loaded situation to get that lead runner at home plate. Alex Bregman has been very good at the hot corner this afternoon.
Crowd standing all the way around as they look for that final out. We've seen a 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Josh James to the last hitter, Pedro Severino. And this one at 99, down and in, is 3-2. Villar came into this series less than 100%. He had injured his thumb in that series against the Texas Rangers and was unavailable to hit that first game. Was only available to pinch run and play defense. And he came on later on in that game. Now looking at a pitch upstairs for ball 4. So Villar draws a 2-out walk here in the 9th inning to keep this game alive. Is the 3rd walk issued by Astros pitching today. Now Anthony Santander will bat. Just recalled Friday, Dwight Smith Jr. went on the concussion protocol list. Santander 0 for 3 today. But he's had a good series, 3 hits and a great defensive play yesterday to help the Orioles win that 4-1 game. For a team that came in last in the major leagues and still are last in run differential, they played the Astros pretty well this weekend.
They have. Now, we talked about the timing of the Astros playing against the Baltimore Orioles with all the guys they have on the IL. The Baltimore Orioles have come in here and played hard. Sometimes good pitching, defense, and timely hitting wins out, and that's exactly what we've seen today.
Astros limited to 5 hits today. They were limited to 10 hits in the first 2 games combined, so just 5 hits per game in this weekend series. Winning on a 4-3 walk-off double by Robinson Chirinos Friday in 11 innings. Losing 4-1 last night and up 4-0 today. Two and 1 the count to Santander. Roberto Osuna has begun to warm up in case he is needed in this game. A.J. Hinch would prefer to keep the closer in the bullpen for this final batter. Two and 2. Wade Miley was thrilled when Ryan Presley stranded all 3 inherited runners for him in the 7th inning when he left the game. And now 99 away and the count's full. If Santander gets on, I imagine AJ will then go to Roberto Osuna. He likes to give his closer a little bit of wiggle room and not wait till the tying runs at the plate. And Josh James trying to close this out here. Thrown 25 pitches this inning. And he'll throw another one.
Well, and with these 3-2 counts we're seeing in this inning, the pitch count rising also for Josh James.
Back-to-back walks, and that will probably be the end of the day for James, and it is. Here comes A.J. Hinch. And Josh unable to get that 27th out today. 2 runners on, 2 outs in the 9th inning. Roberto Osuna will be called on for the save in this 4-0 game. Fans still standing, waiting for that last out, as the Astros lead the Orioles 4-0 now. 2 runners on and 2 outs, and Roberto Osuna is beckoning from the pen.
Yeah, with Josh James unable to get out of this game, forcing Roberto Osuna to get loose, get in this ball game for his 29th appearance. 3-0 on the season, 16 of 18 in save situations. The opponent batting average minuscule at 157. Pitched last on the 6th, where he threw 25 pitches.
So he will face Rio Ruiz, who came on as a pinch hitter and stayed in the game. Ruiz flied out against Ryan Presley. Takes a pitch upstairs for ball 1. Walks to VR and Santander. This is a save situation with a tying run on deck and a 2-0 count now to Ruiz. Fans getting a little restless here as they were down to the final out and have seen a couple of walks and now a 2-0 count. There's a strike. Ground ball back to the mound. Osuna closes it out with the underhand toss to the birthday boy Yuli Gurriel. And the Astros use 5 pitchers to combine for the shutout. 4-0 the final score. Wade Miley picks up the victory, and Yonder Yordan Alvarez in his major league debut picks up a 2-run home run. Asuna the save, Jordan one of the heroes, and we will have plenty more, including the post-game show, coming up after this.